Despite those pronouncements from big companies, not everyone is concerned about the economic future of an independent nation. The chief executive of one of Scotland's biggest companies, Martin Gilbert of Aberdeen Asset Management, said the country can prosper regardless of the referendum's outcome. Some interpreted those words as a call for independence. I spoke to him earlier and asked him if he was indeed a supporter of the Yes campaign.
No, I think I'm neutral. I think the reporting was, I said Scotland would do well as an independent country, but I also said it would do well if there was a no vote. So I think even Alistair Darling has said it would do well as if there was a yes vote, but would do better in a no vote. And I think that's really the stance that I've taken.
Of course, Scotland and your business are different entities. What about your own business? What are the implications for Aberdeen Asset Management if independence is voted for?
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously headquartered in Scotland, but we operate in 24, 25 countries. And unlike banks and insurance companies, of course, we don't hold the assets on our own balance sheets. They're in funds. And while there will obviously be a lot of uncertainty if there is a yes vote, I think there'll be plenty of time to work on that after the vote.
But you have to manage assets, and would your advice be, crudely, sell Scotland?
I don't think so. I mean, a lot of Scottish companies like ourselves are global businesses and operate around the world. So I don't think there'd be any necessity to sell all Scottish shares if there was a yes vote.
But it sounds like you're saying you'd be okay because you've got offsets elsewhere, not that you have that much confidence in what would happen economically in an independent Scotland.
I agree with the first part of what you say. I think we do have confidence because we're a global business headquartered in Scotland. But I go back to what I said at the beginning. I think Scotland would be successful whether there's a yes vote or a no vote. Clearly, in this referendum, we don't actually know what we're voting for, even in a no situation. So it's a pretty unique referendum where there's uncertainty over yes and the no vote.
I mean, given that, what currency do you think an independent Scotland would end up with?
Well, I tend to think that there's been quite a lot of electioneering or things said that are said in an election about currency. But I would rather hope that whatever the result, people sit down afterwards and do what's best for the United Kingdom, even if there is a separate Scotland. And I would tend to think that would probably be some kind of currency sharing arrangement, because I think that's best for both countries. And as I say, after the election, whatever the result, I think both sides have to sit down and talk, because we've either got a deeply divided Scotland and possibly even a deeply divided UK now.
There have been big falls on markets in London today, as indeed there were on Monday. To what extent do you put that down to the uncertainty about the future of Scotland and the fear of independence?
I don't think there have been massive falls really today. In fact, I thought I saw some of the Scottish shares rising. But I mean, people do not like uncertainty, and hence I hope we get to the 18th as soon as possible and get the result, and then we can all hopefully get back on with our lives again.
I know you're not saying how you're going to vote, but how do you think the outcome is going to play out? Who do you think is going to win, yes or no?
I think it's really close. I think there is going to be a very big turnout, which I think should theoretically help yes more than no, because people do vote for change, seems to be the theory. But I think very close, very, very close. I think too close to call.